Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impacts to the society. Today on Open Conversation, we'll look at the stories. First, Rivers State. RISIEC denies postponing local government elections. And then on to Benue State. PDP caretaker committee set to reconcile Suswam, autumn orders. And then on to Kano State. Ganduje's corruption case documents missing from court, Governor Yusuf says. And then on National Assembly, Senator Kawu discloses 21 million naira pay. Senate mom. Still on National Assembly, Amnesty International condemns counter-subversion bill. And on IPOB, EPA's case will soon be concluded, Finland government says. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Asim Adams, Esquire. Asim Adams is a legal practitioner, he's a human rights advocate and convener Lawyers Without Borders. Good morning, Asim, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning to you, Loresha, and good morning, Nigerians, especially Rivers people.
And also joining me on Open Conversation is Honorable Land Wisdom Ayarabu. He's a political analyst. He's the pioneer leader, Deservation Project, 774 local government areas. Good morning, Honorable Land.
Good morning, Larisha. You're beautiful today.
Thank
Good morning,
you.
Nigerians.
And on to the story. Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has dismissed reports circulating on social media that it has postponed the local government council elections scheduled for October 5, 2024. Contrary to the reports, RISEC chairman, retired Justice Adolphus Enebeli, insisted that the claims are false, baseless, and unfounded. In a statement signed on Tuesday, Enebeli emphasized that he has not issued any statement regarding the postponement of the elections and urged the public to disregard the misinformation. He reaffirmed that the timetable for the local government elections remains unchanged and the election date of October 5, 2024 is firmly upheld. Let me start with you, Honorable Land. What is your take on this development? Now, rumors are beginning to circulate. What do you make of that?
Well, Chama, thank you for this subject. Actually, we know what is happening in Rivers State, and I think some weeks or some months back when the RISEC chairman, came public to inform the good people of Rivers State that the elections date has already been scheduled. A lot of Rivers people are really anticipating for the local government elections because, just like we all know, we have the three tiers of government in Nigeria, and when governance is only within the federal and state, it also reduces or maybe diminishes the real reason for the democracy that we are really practicing. So, but I think that it's very in line that the local government elections hold. But coming back to the subject, which is the rumors, I can tell you authoritatively that those rumors are based.
People peddling the rumor are the people who have always, who do not want peace in Rivers State. Now, you speak like you know some of the persons peddling the rumor. Can you tell us the people peddling the rumor, the individuals?
First of all, going to answer that question, I want to put it this way: that we know what has been happening in Rivers State, especially those who continue to go on air, both on radio, television, and as well as social media, to say a whole lot of things, even though that even their house is divided. I wouldn't want to maybe give them credence because, come to think of it, it holds no water. But the major issue is that they've continued to make people have that belief that Rivers is not united, that Rivers is not peaceful, that Rivers is engulfed with crisis, violence and the rest of them. And some of these issues, they are the ones, they are the brains behind them. If you go on social media, I can mention their handles, but for the sake of...
because when you speak, you have already done what we call blame shifting, like you have alleged that a certain set of persons, and you're doing that on national television.
Absolutely.
Now, you now narrowed it down. You now narrowed it down to actually explaining the activities of these people. Now, it means, according to you, the people who are in opposition in the state.
I wouldn't want to call them opposition anymore because, come to think of it, they stand no locus to be regarded as oppositions. About a few days back, the court just affirmed the authenticity of the oppositions that we have in Rivers State, which is the APC-led party in Rivers State, heavily led by...
Is Emeka Beke not opposition?
That's what I'm saying. Emeka Beke
what are you saying exactly?
Emeka Beke has never been an issue as an opposition leader in Rivers State. Okay. But we know people that have always even fought even the Emeka Beke, even in his own, elected position, continue to engage. But today, gloriously, by the grace of God, they no longer are being addressed as heads of those oppositions. Rather, they are now being addressed as a head of a socio-political group representing.
I hope you know by your statement, Honorable Land, that you have clearly made allegation on certain persons.
Absolutely, and I'm not taking that back. As a matter of fact, I can say that they are all sponsored by Tony Okocha precisely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Asims, what do you have to say to RISEC postponing local government elections? And the rumor, and RISEC coming out to say that that rumor is false.
Thank you very much. I think before we go into this, we have to first of all analyze what brought about this rumor. I was taught by some of my lecturers, and one of them, Professor B.I.C. Joma, of blessed memory, he told us in battle with the local government chairman who had gone now, it is as the case may be, because people were clamoring and say, these people's admission will expire on 17th or 18th of June. Where is the body that is supposed to conduct an election? There was nothing from them. But immediately the matter was not settled somehow, because a lot of non-state actors came out. So local government chairmen were threatening that they will not hand over. Some non-state actors came out and said, you must hand over. The government cerebral Justice Enebeli retired. That is the chairman of RISEC. I didn't know before. It was when they came out the last time. And what happened was this. We found that immediately the Broha of 17th June, 18th June, you must leave, or I will not leave. Then that thing has simmered down. That was when RISEC now released this so-called timetable. As like it was a programmed, missile. It was released the timetable that elections will be conducted on October 5th. Some of us were, even those in support of government, say, oh, why did they not even release this thing before the tenure of whatever, these outgoing local government people? We know the politics that was involved. So, when they now announced the October 5th, out of the blues, amongst the people who know more than me, both in government and also out of government, when I confronted them that October 5th is the day for, they say it's a lie. That RISEC cannot fix election because the government will never approve of it. I am telling you that RISEC has not fixed. All these things I saw on social media is false. So they said that he has to stabilize, that the man has to stabilize and build his structure before he will even call for an election, maybe towards December or even next year. That was the rumor that was making the rounds. Some of his supporters of the other party were saying this. And then I said, after this one, that they're going to be an extension of another 3 months. I was not looking at them because they know more than me. They are the spiritual people who guide their ancestors, political ancestors who know day and night. You understand? They are just like Zeus, the god of gods in the Greek mythology. So they know everything. They are like Cicero. Before the governor speaks, they know what the governor is going to say. So we believe them, and I look at them. The same time, this same research came out and said, no, it is not something like that. That the report we brought on, that is circulated on social media is true. That elections have been fixed for whatever. At the end of the day, before you knew what was going on, a particular group now said they were not even invited to inform them, because that is what the law says, that you inform all the political parties of the date of election, timetable, etc. Some people came out and said they were not invited. I don't want to call the names of those who raised their voice. You understand? So at the end of the day, because all their dealings have been done in secrecy, so you find that rumors will always come. Now this 5th of October, people are still skeptical. Even the most thorough advent of research and their whatever the case may be, will tell, are you sure that October 5th will come or take place? The reason is not far-fetched, let me tell you. What is, can you show me the timetable for the election of RISEC? If you can forward to my WhatsApp now, let me just go through to know the timetable, time for campaign, time for this, time for parties to do their whatever, time to do all these things, and whatever. What is the plan of this? If they can boldly show it to me and send to me on WhatsApp, or maybe publish it for us to see. Election that is coming up October 5th is just this August. The next one is September. And if INEC national want to conduct election, 19 is because of the fact that there is too much secrecy. Officialdom is shielded in secrecy, confidentiality for information that otherwise ought to be made public. So when they don't see this coming, and this we're in the middle, almost the middle of August. September is just a cover. That's only 30 days, that we have now. So people are now skeptical. That is how you see the rumor mills are growing in leaps and bounds. So I don't blame them, but thank God they have come out to clarify. They would have done since with their activities. So I'll raise it first of all there. So then be proactive next time. Bring out the timetable, sensitize, publish in the newspapers. Come out and begin to come on television to sensitize people so that we voters will know who to vote for. I want to know who I will vote for in my local government here. I pay tax here. I'm a card carrying member of a party. I want to know who I'm voting for. I don't know for now.
All right.
So these are the things.
I think you're saying, in essence, that because there are no political activities going on in political parties and no candidate so far has been flown by the political parties, internal primaries have not been done yet, and the date is almost close by. So for you, the rumors may have some semblance of truth.
Of truth, because what I'm saying, apart from able parties, nominated their candidates, what is the plan? What is the they call it? What they call that? Whatever they call electoral timetable. Where is the timetable? I've challenged now people to send it to me. Right. We set timetable for election coming up October 5th. They should send it to whatever. Let us see. May September, this is this one is this, on the 4th of this. We don't see anything like that.
All right, moving forward, we'll be following the story as it develops and still bring it to your doorstep. Chairman of the People Democratic Party Caretaker Committee in Benue State, AVM Napoleon Bali, has said the committee will be able to reconcile and resolve the friction within the party state chapter within 90 days. This comes as the national chairman of the party, Ambassador Iliya Damagun, cautioned the committee to avoid sentiments and selfishness in its tasks. Damagun stated this while inaugurating the Bali-led caretaker committee for Benue State at the party's national secretariat in Abuja. Although the tenure of the party's elected executive committee in Benue expired last week, cracks had emerged in the party following a battle for control of the party between former governors Senator Gabriel Suswam and Samuel Otom. That also had led to counter-suspensions on themselves by their factions. Speaking with newsmen after his inauguration, Bali, when asked if he can reconcile the camps within the 90-day period, said, "We will look at the task ahead, look at the issues, and definitely, if we cannot make it in 90 days, we will make sure that we let the originating authority know." Speaking on the nature of the assignment, the caretaker chairman said, as a retired general, he is well taught on conflict management, just as he urged the warring camps to cooperate with the committee. Barrister Hassim, how do you see this panning out? Do you see this reconciliation actually happening?
Well, I think, in my opinion, the PDP is known for what they call family affair. When they have issues of this nature, during the Obasanjo, Bera, Amadou Ali, Audu Ogbe, and the rest of them, they normally have what they call it's a family affair. That they will go back and resolve issues within the party hierarchy or members. I think they should be able to do this. But for me, the act that was read by Damagun to the CTC members who were planning to go on this and reconcile them, he said that they must not be partisan. You understand the point? That they must not be what? Partisan, and they must do it with credibility, and non-biased. But I find it very difficult to say it will be very difficult for them to be impartial. Why? Who constituted the CTC, whatever the case may be, on reconciliation? Who is the person that did that? In Benue State, Suswan, Autumn, and what is the other guy's name? I think there are about 3 of them also that they have this. Even at Audu Ogbe is from Benue. Are you aware? Before he now jumped to, it was called this crisis a long time ago. This particular committee reconciliation should have been set up long before now. But right now, as it is, a lot of water has flown under the bridge. So I find it that it's going to be very tough and difficult for this genuine reconciliation of these 2 men to happen. They might be forced or coerced to doing that, but genuinely inside of them, I am of the opinion that it will be very difficult, because it's been a long time we were waiting for PDP to act on this before the elections. Before that election that Autumn exited, government and governance. And it was clear from what people said that Suswan even had to work against his political party to make sure that what's his name, Reverend Alaya of APC won that particular election. If you go back to the Benue House of Assembly, you see that PDP has a lot of strength there, but APC has an equal strength. But they produced the governor of the state. People were saying that Benue has been known as a PDP state. But Suswan and his group, because of Autumn, they said they are going to work against, the PDP in that state. And that was how Reverend Aliyah came up. It was even a big shock. In soccer, it would have been, there's a name they call it, an upset. In football, they say it's an upset. It was even a big upset for the APC to have even produced the governor of Benue State by virtue of the fact that if you are, there's this say, they normally say in political circles, that one, there are states that if you are the nominated candidate for Rivers State, you are the nominated candidate for Benue State, nominated candidate for Enugu State, these 3 states, once PDP nominates you, you are already the governor of that particular, these particular states. That is to tell you how, PDP, held sway in these states. So once they nominate you as their candidate, as a PDP candidate, you are sure of becoming the next governor of the state. There is nothing that will take back that state. But it may happen in Benue that this, APC took over. Autumn found out that it was Suswan that worked against the party. So that is the situation. So I pray.
Honorable Wisdom, Honorable Land, what is your take on this matter? Do you think that this attempt by PDP is belated?
Lorisha, thank you very much. I'll start by throwing a little reaction to my learned friend and counsel here present. As a counsel, you're very well endowed and learned in the business of the chambers, but in politics is a different thing in totality. And as a politician, I think he has made some assertions that are not really what it ought to be. But taking it back to the issue of Benue State, first of all, why do we have primary democracy within the political parties? Parties that are aggrieved, see how you can be able to mend fences and as well as rebuild the internal democracy within those political parties. And I must first of all say a very big kudos. This is the first time I must say, because I'm on live TV, to the acting national chairman of PDP, Elia Damagun, because I've never been a fan of him because of his way and means of handling the PDP ever since he became the acting national chairman. But I must give him kudos because of that timely, reaction. And my brother here said Benue is one of the states that has always been a PDP state. Assuming not conceding what he said to an extent is true, I also believe that there are other states in Nigeria. If you remember vividly, as of 1999 to 2007, PDP had almost all the states. Matter of fact, PDP had the 36 states of Nigeria. Maybe a few places you have APP and the rest of them then. But down to the drain, it shows you that our democracy, our politics is evolving. So which means it's no longer what it used to be. But you also agree with me that most of the same people that have continued to recycle themselves are people who move from one party to the other party and make up based on the political ideology to achieve power at the end of the day. So it now makes you understand that Nigeria today, our politics has evolved to a level. In the issue of Suswan and what's his name, and Otom, both of them, a matter of fact, they acted in ways that are not supposed to be. As a matter of fact, PDP was supposed to sanction them. Come to think of it, Otom himself, who is even, trying to say he has made certain vows and all of that, you were sitting governor, under a party that brought you. I'll give you facts. Okay.
Abia State's case might be quite different because also the fact you cannot sweep under the carpet the fact that Abia State has been under gross mismanagement by the PDP governors for the past 16 years, and Abians were tired and they needed a change. You can't sweep that particular fact under the carpet. It's a major factor that you have to consider. If not, the truth remains that Governor T wouldn't have won, and his party also wouldn't have won. But at the time, to the extent that it is right now. Now, looking at Edo State, with the fallout of the primary election in Edo APC, you would see how quickly, Ganduje was able, the APC National Working Committee was able to immediately set up a reconciliation committee, a complaint and reconciliation committee, to make sure that they close up their ranks and pull together and stand as one for the election. You saw that happen while PDP kept on fighting even till date, and nothing has been done. Now, when you look at how proactive APC has been in mending fences, even with the recent another example, Alindume, say take care of the party. Taking care of the party does reconciliation of crisis and differences. Is it not part of the job description of elected executives?
Okay. Now let me throw a little light to that. It is not, because you understand. Maybe you don't understand the political internal mechanisms therein. When you have elected executives within the party, they are all from different interests representing the people that are flag bearers within the political party, which means the party at that moment is not just only, the members of the executive are not just only working for the party, rather they're just working for the election precisely and for a certain duration. But now, when internally there are crises between different parties, stakeholders, state actors, and the rest of them, just like you already know, you now understand that it continues to create room. And that is the reason, alongside with the executive, is because there will definitely be a lot of clash of interest, just like you already know. Because who are the members of the CTC? They are still members of the political party. Who are still the members of the executive? They are still members of the political party. And at the end of the day, when there are a lot of internal differences and clash of interest, it becomes very within these political parties. And anytime these political parties continue to have primary issues, it is very, very difficult. Just like you said, APC has understood, and that's the reason why anywhere APC has issue, they always try as much as possible to see out the main fences. But it is different when you bring it down to the case of Rivers State. Like, you know what happened? We had elected executives, and now a CTC was established to sack or to set aside the elected executive, which continue to linger both in court and the rest of them. But that's, by the way, because we're not discussing Rivers State. Taking it back to the issue, I think that the CTC chairman, like he said, has the capacity, because he has been an old mogul in PDP. Right. And I believe that he has all it takes to bring peace between both parties. And as a matter of fact, if both parties don't think that maybe, or if both parties feel that they are not above PDP,
that is in power. And unfortunately, Kano is where you have the largest numbers of Almajiris in Nigeria. Aminu Kano called them the Talakawas. Almajiris are the most dangerous human species on earth. They act like the African dogs in the Serengeti because of hunger. No governor, apart from Abubakar Rimi, that has been able to address the hunger, pain, pangs, subjugation, famine in the midst of plenty in Kano State. Where are these people? So they get so much of the federation account and waste on frivolities. Now they have started again. Other governors are commissioning whatever. This kind of governor now, what he's doing is to go to Almajiri, create problem. They fought about Court of Appeal. They almost won Court of Appeal. It is as case maybe. They now came back. He's fighting a battle with Ganduje and whatever. Is that why they brought it to power? Now, do people think they are talking to idiots or fools? I'm not one of them. I'm not an idiot. I'm a lawyer. If you see the file, what is news about that? Is it only one file you have? The file you submitted, if I'm going for a matter, I have more than 5 duplicated, copies of writs I've already filed. One for court file. Then one for the parties in the suit. It's like if they say about the court building. The files are with you. Only one was out of 100. Anyway, coming to the point, I will not be surprised if truly somebody, maybe they send people to go and pick the file because they are ignorant, they don't even know what they are doing. If somebody can go and take traffic light and put it down in Kano, why would they go for file? Not knowing that the government has 10 of those files even with them. The judge might even have one of them in his house. So you think when you take it that everything is just going to die. It's the level of their mentality. So in Nigeria here, the level of their mentality in Kano State, I don't have any apologies for Kano people.
What do you have to say about this matter?
I think my legal counsel here has given a lot of blow to it, but although some of the things he also highlighted, to me as a politician from the political wing are immaterial, but I think I need to make certain things clear.
What are the things you say are immaterial?
Like when he said that the governor has continued to play to the gallery because of the feud between him and Ganduje and all of that, we already know what is happening in Kano State.
That doesn't make it immaterial.
Hear me out so that you can know the reason why I said so. Okay, maybe I withdraw the choice of word, precisely. Now, in Kano State, precisely, there are states in Nigeria, not minding whatever they get in terms of allocation, in terms of all sorts, not including appointment. Because when you come to appointment, if you remember the last administration of President Muhammadu Buhari had a lot of Northerners, especially from Kano State, because then Ganduje was the governor of Kano State. But it's just so bad that even when you have people who are representatives, it doesn't translate to the people the dividends of democracy. And also, look at what happened during the End Bad Governance. Just like when we were saying in the southeast here, in the south here, we were seeing a protest. But in the northwest, what we're seeing was a regime change agenda, which is totally not the same thing. And that is the honest truth, because these people continue to popularize themselves by this particular subject is when Engineer Rabiu Kwankwaso was the governor of Kano State, he did some beautiful things, the same with Remy, and he also came back again and did some wonderful things. But so far, between Ganduje's 8 years in office, these are the reasons why we continue to say, why is it that whenever a successor comes, instead of them to fight the right battle, like protecting lives and properties of the state, defending the people, providing or bringing dividends of democracy to the people, as against, what they call it, political godfatherism and the rest of them. Rather, it turns around for them now to, become so imperious upon themselves, treating the people with utter disdain, and as well as, show a lot of shenanigans and recklessness, to the people. Because at the end of the day, in all of this crisis, who are the people suffering? The members of Kano people, the Kano people, because they are the causing issues, are mostly moved from Kano State down to other states in Nigeria. So there is need for the governor to do a lot of work so that the people of Kano State can enjoy dividends of democracy. And I will submit by saying that Theodore Roosevelt said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. For Kano youths, they should refrain from violence and try as much as possible to engage in meaningful activities that will aid them and bring dividends of democracy to their people. Thank you.
Amnesty International has condemned the introduction of the Counter-Subversion Bill 2024 in the House of Representatives, calling for its immediate withdrawal. The country director of Amnesty International, Issa Sanusi, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday. The bill, sponsored by the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, has been criticized for its vague and broad language, which could be used to silence political opponents and punish those who express dissenting views. The bill prescribes, among others, that anyone found guilty of destroying national symbols, refusing to recite the attention to, giving the government more broad powers to punish the people who hold dissenting opinions will only further undermine human rights, he said. Amnesty International urged the House of Representatives to focus on addressing deep poverty, inflation, and insecurity, rather than introducing legislation that could further restrict human rights. Legislations must be compliant with domestic and international human rights standards, Sanusi concluded. Asims, yes. What is your take on this subversion bill?
Thank you, but I wanted to chip in something before you enter the next topic.
I just very quickly.
Because it has become very rampant. I was in SDP. I also was a ward leader in Amu Ward of Ward 13, which people normally call FESTAC, under the particular SDP. Then when Tinubu came into board, I was also a ward leader in the same place, the Alliance for Democracy. And I was also vice chairman of non-indigents of Lagos people. So these are areas I have played roles. And in the military administration, I was also a very strong member of the non-indigents, people in Rivers State here. I participated. So I've been there. And quite recently, including us on the human rights, angle, we not know, except very few of us. If they have painted it in a different way, we will not know. Just allow the bill to pass through. Before you know, they bring it and come and gag you, like the Terrorist Authorization Act, cyber stalking, whatever act. Those things were slipped into the legal disdain of Nigeria Law Federation by the Senate and National Assembly. Now, this one is this. At times I sit down again to wonder. I worked for a speaker at a state during the time of the Shomole administration. I know how we used to do. What do we do? If you want to propose a bill, you send it to your technical team. Okay, this is what I want to. We will go through that particular bill. It is as the case may be. Now, the question I ask is this. Did these people think that we were living in the military era? That is number one. Number two is that did these crafters of this, besides some of them, I don't know if they may be PhD holders in whatever, but they are not intellectuals. The question I've asked is this. Did they not get a lawyer to look into, or lawyers to look into this thing, that this bill was going to conflict with Section 39, Section 40?
Absolutely.
You understand? Of the 1999 Constitution. And Section 40 alone has destroyed this bill. So if people sneak it in and pass it into law, I can go to court and challenge it, and it will be destroyed because it is it before even going to purgatory. I was thinking that he would have just left the matter. He came and said that a replica of this bill exists in the UK, Afghanistan, and whatever as the case may be. The question I asked, it operates there. You don't have the kind of policemen we have here in that place. Now, you have seen this, you have brought it here. Why have you not brought monorail, to your own constituency or to your own state? It's only when you go abroad, you go and bring bad things that were. But the good things there, rail, train, all this thing working effectively well, you will not come and pass motion or pass bill for the federal government to make sure that the rail system goes around the whole country. You don't see those things when you travel. Don't you see them? These are questions that I ask them. It's only the bad one you're looking at. So it was good that it was shut down. Finally, or did you know that, Loresha, do you know what would have happened? The people now, as we are even speaking, because they say you can't even criticize. If you want to, the Amnesty International came. The National Human Rights Commission has not even come to even say a foreign this thing is coming, amnesty from wherever they are. National Human Rights Commission, you have not come out to challenge this particular bill the way amnesty has been doing. What exactly were you set up to do? That you know that will be gagged. The other gaggers who can't talk. I want to rest this my thought here with
a take on this.
First of all, I want to appreciate my legal counsel for the blues he has given. But first of all, Choma, let us define the responsibility of the parliament. Pro people. 2 is oversight function, to educate people. 3, to engage in representing the people. So now, believe me, I am so disappointed, and it's also distasteful for somebody who occupied the office of the speaker, which is the number 6 in Nigeria, to sponsor a democracy in Nigeria. Because come to think of it, Nigeria is a democratic state. And this particular bill is not just only a witch hunt against democracy, but is a repressal. It's a repressal against the 1999 Constitution as amended. It's citizens' rights are being destroyed and diminished. And yet, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, who happened to be the one to sponsor this particular bill, believe me, it is regrettable that somebody who occupies such an exalted office, will come and present such a bill that as if you are turning Nigerians, or you're making us to see ourselves that we are in a dictatorial governance. Even the Russia today that we are seeing today, that is running a socialist system of government, whereby everything in Russia belongs to the government, including power to live life to an extent. But there are what we call international laws that you must not take away, which is also in our own constitution. And remember that the 1999 constitution as amended is as rigid that every Nigerian, including those who are occupying public offices and the constituents, the citizens, ought to abide by it. Our National Assembly members, especially our parliamentarians, start taking into account the responsibilities and the oath. Take for instance, we are seeing what is happening. How much of oversight that they are entitled to in terms of their constitutional payment that they are supposed to engage in. But yet, instead of our speaker, take for instance, look at the bill that the deputy speaker sponsored. Somebody of such a height sponsoring a bill to attract reconciliation, unity, and the rest of them within the Southeast, which is the bill that gave right to Southeast Development Commission. And the Speaker of the House, who is supposed to either sponsor a similar bill or even sponsor a better bill that is pro-people, you are coming to sponsor a bill that will make the citizens not have right to question you. So why is it that you come back to us during electionary period to make promises to us? I am a politician. I ran a contested election. And if I'm able to come out according to my manifesto and say to my people that these are the things I wanted to do. Like for instance, I continue to say in different fora, I had a plan that I'm supposed to sponsor a bill whereby if you're an executive arm and certain entire a hallowed office, and I must say that Mr. Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, you have really disappointed most of us who are intending parliamentarians and politicians in this same field. So I must say that he should not just only withdraw that bill, but make a public apology to Nigerians because of that particular bill.
He said in response that he is a man that listens to the voices of people, and that Nigerians have been speaking, Nigerians are not happy, and therefore in response to show his humility and being a good sportsman. So he didn't tender an apology, rather he said he is a man that listens to the people. And for him to withdraw the bill, actually he listened.
Chama, let me tell you, when apologies are given without remorse, it's manipulation. In the water. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Him withdrawing the bill. Remember that Tajuddin Abbas is not just, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas is not just a member of the National Assembly. Rather, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas is the Honorable Speaker of the 10th Assembly of the National Assembly. And now it's so painful that he comes out to tell us that the reason why he withdrew it is because of the reaction from the people. Come to think of it, I don't want to, because I'm trying to be very careful with my choice of words so that I don't throw certain tantrums or muslung him, you know. But the truth remains that why would somebody of his person, somebody occupying the seat that he's occupying, look at the citizens, especially his own constituents, and come to sponsor a bill that would deny the right belief, whereby you and I might come from the same faith, different faith as Christians, then publicly I'm not meant to sing or pray loud, and all of a sudden, because you have to respect my right and my belief, then you now say I come out publicly on a public function and the national anthem is being played and I keep mute, I don't want to sing, then you compel me and you say because I didn't want to sing, therefore I've been charged. For crying out loud, where is the right to freedom of expression? That is the reason why, just like my legal counsel here said, this same bill is an anti-people because it is against Section 22, against the media. It's also against Section 35, Section 39, Section 40. These are the responsibilities of the citizen. Their right to fair hearing, their right and freedom for expression, their right of belief and expression as well.
Right. All right, Honorable Lan. Well, Barrister, what is your final take in conclusion? What is your concluding statement as we round up the show?
My statement, or my concluding statement for today is that let politicians know that the meaning of politics or politician is a problem solver. But in Nigeria here today, politicians are problem creators. You understand? They always do a lot of things to exacerbate our pains. We elected you not because of the fact that you are too beautiful or you are the most intelligent, but because you have chosen yourself to say, I can solve the problem of water, electricity as a politician. That is why we say, come on, try it. You are not better than those of us who are outside, you know, of your political whatever the case may be you governor, be you president, be you House of Assembly, be you NAS. You are not better than the rest of the. It's not that you are the most brilliant, no. But you came out to say this problem we have been having for decades.